Well, good morning. 15 minutes into this ride, bloody rain came down. Wasn't heavy, but it was wetting, spitty rain. Yeah, and it looked like it might not ease anytime soon. Wasn't on the forecast, so there was a pain in the ass. Anyway, so yeah, I stopped and I've had my coffee already. Anyway, it looks like the rain has now stopped. I'm assuming not raining right at the moment, but look at that sky. Yeah, so we'll carry on with the ride and hopefully we can get to where we're going. So where we're going today is Wellington Point. Let's carry on. So when that rain came, it was looking really miserable. I was tempted at that point, because it wasn't very far into the ride, I'm just calling it a day, turning around and going home. I'm glad I didn't. It's not raining now. Yeah, the sky still looks a bit threatening, but fingers crossed we'll be right. So at this point, I'm glad I've carried on. Just goes to show, sometimes just ride these things out, or should I say, wait these things out. You just got to be a little bit patient. Don't give in straight away. That bit of a downhill that I just showed is actually, it doesn't seem very steep on the camera, but it does have a decent slope to it, and I always enjoy biking down that bit, which sort of does remind me that, well, at this point anyway, I'm more of a downhill person. I really enjoy the downhill bits, and maybe it's with the new road bike that I've got. I'm still getting used to the uphills in terms of fitness and strength, so I'm not obviously enjoying them as much, but I'm getting there. Yeah, so you know, some cyclists I guess are a bit of a uphill or a hill specialist, and others are more speed or downhill and that sort of thing, which is why, you know, on these big tour events like Tour de France and that sort of thing, in hilly sections, you'll see some individuals like perform really well on that, and some others not quite as good, but that doesn't dictate who's going to win the race or whatever, because, you know, those people who do well on the hills might not enjoy the downhill so much, and vice versa. So yeah, I like to be a bit of an all-rounder. I think I'll always prefer the downhills, but I do want to get stronger and better at the uphill sections as well. Right, I do enjoy biking along this trail. It's always good. Let's carry on. So I just came through a big roundabout back there. I'm always not nervous, I guess wary at large roundabouts like that, or any roundabout, but particularly those big ones. But you just got to be sensible. You've got to be sensible about when you, on your bike, when you enter the roundabout, you know, taking into account the amount of traffic around. Make sure you use hand signals. I always do that. And yeah, just be aware of the traffic, because probably a bit like some cyclists, some drivers can be a bit unpredictable. So, you know, it's everyone's responsibility, but ultimately it comes down to you being as careful as you possibly can. So we just come through the village here at Wellington Point. So this road is the final stretch down to Wellington Point Recreation Reserve. There's a couple of good downhill bits on this, and then the final real good downhill bit at the end. Let's go. Alright, well, I've made it to Wellington Point Recreation Reserve. There was a good last downhill bit. Oh, it's turned into a beautiful morning. Quite the change from that bit of rain I had early in my ride. Like I said, glad I sort of waited that out and then carried on. So I am going to bike out onto the jetty there. I might use the 360 camera to go along there. That might be quite good. Park the bike up. This is the recreation area. Alright, time for a water, and then we'll go out on that jetty. Turns out I won't be going out on the jetty. They're doing some maintenance on it, so it's closed. Never mind. What I'm going to do from here is I will be heading home. So in terms of video, I'm going to wrap it up here and just had a car back out, didn't pay one iota of attention to anyone going past. Like I said, you've got to be aware of the vehicles around you. Right, yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to wrap the video up here because I am going to bike home. I'm not going to record the ride home. As always, thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.